To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
All right. Basement Banter, episode 138. Back in the house. Thor, Brian. No news is good news.
Oh, yeah.
Or it makes for slow podcasting.
Ooh.
But we sometimes things slip through the crack around down here in the basement, right?
When you have these big of cracks.
That's right. And one of those things that slipped through the cracks was Rick and Morty season 4, part 1. Mm-hmm. It happened some time ago.
You know, maybe November.
We might have just caught up, and we're in, doesn't matter what month we are in, but we caught up. So we figured, why don't we, as a service to the people,
Of course.
and nothing to do with our own boredom and lack of content, but we should just recap and discuss how season 4 affected us, made us feel.
The political implications of this season alone.
The ups and downs, the ins and outs, the journey that was Rick and Morty season 4. So let's unpack this son of a bitch. Episode 1 started off rocky for me. Episode 1 was what was it called? Edge of Tomorty, Rick Die, Rick Pete. I liked the name, and you kind of knew what you were getting. Rick dies in the beginning, so Morty has to kind of wait. Rick dies in the beginning, but he's supposed to bring him back to life, right?
So he gets the crystal.
Oh, that's right. That stupid fucking crystal.
And then he is trying to follow it so he can end his life with Jessica. So it requires him to kill Rick.
That shit's trash.
I think it's a cool concept. I think the episode is neat as far as like kind of what it's doing. But
the Morty concept run dry with me real quick.
And I get that.
That one, I was done with that. The Rick stuff though, like Hollow Rick, different dimension Ricks,
right?
All that shit, gangbusters. I was eating
But isn't
that
that
up.
kind of like the point though? Is they always do like this? Here's the funny sort of side stuff that keeps the rest of the whole thing, but then they do like a neat little sci-fi thing with. I mean,
Sometimes, yeah, and then sometimes it's dragon sex orgy. Either or.
we're not there yet.
We'll get there, big boy. So episode 1, like I said, started rocky. By time it finished, what did I turn to you and say?
I don't remember. They're back. Something.
Rick and Morty's back.
There
baby.
it is.
Rick and Morty's back. I was like, because I was laughing my ass off by the end of the episode. It started off, I was like, this sucks. Ended it, I was good. Then we're on to episode 2. The old man in the seat. The antithesis of this episode was Rick's special toilet, right? Mm-hmm. And some dude pooped on his toilet planet, right?
Yeah.
That got old really fast.
I think this episode, see, you're going to get in trouble for saying that because I would almost be willing to bet you $5. This is one of those episodes that like people draw way more meaning from and get mad at us for not reviewing as thoroughly and calling a weird episode.
It's not a weird episode. It's just
this is like the classic like nihilistic episode, right? It's supposed to be the one that's like makes you feel something and like you should I'm lonely, so this episode means a lot to me.
Yeah, when he's sitting on the toilet at the end and they're like screaming the negative things at him, like
because he doesn't have his
I could see that hit a lot
anymore.
of that hit a lot of people in the feels. Sure, sure it did. Yeah.
I'm promising you, it means a lot to certain people. I guarantee.
Oh
it.
yeah.
Now, was it a 5-star? My favorite episode? No.
But hey, like a Drake song, it'll get you in your feels.
Wow.
What?
You are rough today.
What? Jeez.
I didn't think it was a terrible episode.
That's
but
also
yeah.
the episode with the app dude.
Oh, and I really didn't.
Hated that part too. See, I didn't like either side of this episode.
I think you're right. I think this is probably one of the weaker ones.
We'll get to like what our favorite episode and least favorite episode of the season was at the end. Spoiler alert, it was this one.
Spoiler
alert. But this was trash. And not trash. It was fine. Whatever. If it got you in your feels, whatever. I'm not even going to talk to you. Now on episode 3. So it was we started hot, we cooled,
Well,
then
started a little slow, heated up, then cooled back down.
you son of a bitch, I'm in. Like one crew
I have seen
and the Cuckoo's Morty.
this is like
the
one
meme crew
episode.
over the Cuckoo's Morty. That's what it says.
This is the meme episode. There's always like one episode that turns into
I'm
that
so proud of you
spawns
in
1,000.
2020. You're calling them memes now instead of memes.
No, oh, man.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, that's
you're
because
such evolving.
because
You
they're
are
not
becoming an
hot
adult.
anymore. They're only memes when they're hot.
Shit on
hot
It
memes.
ain't hot on the street no more. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I mean,
All right,
it's almost
all
a
right,
meme to meme. Rick and Morty
so
at this
one
point.
crew over the Cuckoo's Nest, or over Cuckoo's
You're
Morty.
not
I
gonna
can't-
be able to say it.
I'm butchering this.
Just give
one,
it up.
Whatever. Either way, this was the heist episode. I don't even remember the heist dude's name in the beginning. That was all about, but he got
Me
tore
neither.
apart in seconds. I love the way that the trailer for this episode made it look like it was all about that crew in the beginning.
The 30, like the
and it was
first
literally
30
the
seconds
first
of the episode.
1 minute. And it's more about him and the robot that he creates. What was it?
Heistbot?
Heistbot versus Random Bot.
Yeah, random bot.
Some of the random bot stuff when he'd shoot him with the random darts and they'd go do random shit.
They're just like he's like
Or they're doing
subscribing to like a New York thing on like
the New Yorker
Facebook
or something. Yeah.
And then he just like goes out the window. Like it's just it is random,
Or
but
he's
it's
like
like
sliding on his butt.
and they're like we picked our team at random, so it would like
Mr. Poopy Butthole shows back
Yes,
up. He
and-
makes an appearance.
defeats his African women's studies class.
Elon Tusk.
Yeah, Elon Tusk, which was like, I'm sure in the writers' room, that sounds like the kind of joke that the writers like peed themselves like doing, but isn't really that funny. You know what I mean? Like, just like when we were doing episodes, there's that one joke where you're like, dude, this is so funny, and we're just laughing. But like when you watch it, you're like, it's really not that funny. But to the guys, like I guarantee when they're watching it, that's the thing that gets them. That's the part of the episode that
The
gets
whole
them.
episode is heist and double crossed and surprise like switcheroos.
Yes, like and like satirical switcheroos. Like, well, you thought, I thought that you thought.
All the way just to just literally for Rick to get Morty to give up on his dreams of writing a heist script
For Netflix.
for Netflix of his own accord, though.
Yeah.
He had to.
He had to want to give up. He couldn't be forced to. He had to want to give up on writing this heist flick for Netflix.
Oh my God. That was just. There's so. And that one got me. Honestly, when Rick was sitting on the car with the glasses on and they're walking out and they start doing the final flash through. I thought it was going to end with Morty kind of leaving and just being kind of defeated, right? And like, okay, that's typical ending. No, when Rick's on there and it's 2 weeks earlier and he's talking about him finishing that fucking script and skipping out on adventures, and then they flash forward to like Jerry and Beth talking to him about, you know, if you ever get Morty to quit something or talk him out of something, you'll never see him again or whatever they said. I don't even remember the logistics of it all.
He needs to give up on his own dreams
Yes,
on his own record.
Yeah, if you ever make him give up on a dream, then like, you know, we'll blow up the whole thing. So he had to make him give up on his own dream. So the whole
Just
heist
have to
bot,
show him that heist
random
flicks
bot.
are dumb. Heist flicks are stupid.
I'm never gonna watch a heist flick the same.
I don't
That's
think
gonna
I've
be-
actually
it's gonna be so
legitimately
hard.
watched a heist flick.
You've never seen any of the Ocean's
No.
11s, Ocean's
Isn't
12,
there,
Ocean's
like,
13.
Tiny little snippets when it's on TV and you're flashing by it, but I've never watched.
You've never
from
seen
start
the
to finish.
Italian Job.
I
You've
saw
never
that the
seen,
magic one with the magicians.
Yes.
I did see that one.
You Can't See Me. No.
John Cena.
Trash. No, I can't remember what the name of that movie is. But yeah,
Now
okay,
You See Me.
Sure. Now You See Me.
I did see that
Now
one.
You See Me too. Those are heist films.
I'll concede that, yes.
I will never watch a heist film now in the same and not think about it. All right, moving on. Episode number 4, which is probably the most Rick and Mortiest episode of the season. Episode 4, Claw and Hoarder, the special Rickdoms Morty,
Wow.
aka Morty Gets a Dragon.
I'm impressed. I'm very
Nailed it.
impressed.
First time. Nailed it. So why is this the most Rick and Mortiest of the episodes?
This episode's like
I had no idea where this episode was going in the beginning.
me neither, and
Because so they start off and like Rick promises Morty a dragon. A bunch of stuff happens, and like Rick has to give Morty a dragon.
And whatever. I'm sure there was a cool adventure hidden in that sort of plot, and then it just the rails are like on another planet. Yeah,
because then they go to this dragon planet. So Rick and the dragon end up like merging soul
bonding, and it's like super sexualized. So it's like
so bad.
They're like, oh yeah,
and then Morty shows up.
Is it better when you're watching?
And he's like,
it just goes crazy for no
I'm
reason.
Not saying it feels better that you're watching, but don't leave. Because it's Morty's dragon, so it's like
My favorite part is right when he's like, "Oh God, I just saw the staff!" Like right when they get to the planet, they're like
the old dragons, the old slut dragons.
Yeah.
You jump way ahead, but so they go to this dragon world where the sorcerer dude reigns supreme over all these dragons. And there's very strict dragon rules, and
only one soul bond. You break the human contract, and now you're gonna die. It's just crazy town. It's just
so then they like it's so. Rick,
is there commentary in this episode? Is that what's happening? I just don't understand.
Rick and the dragon are like attached, so they can like if like the dragon feels pain, like Rick feels pain, and they go to hang the dragon, and Rick starts to like choke, but he's like explaining it like you've had egg yolk stuck in your throat.
Right. It takes like 70 years to choke a dragon to death or something.
Right. So it's just like a really annoying like. Oh God, it's so good. It's so bad though, because then they escape the evil like wizard dude and they find the other slut dragons who are hiding in caves down below on the dragon world. And the old man slut dragon, what did they call him?
I don't know. So, something about
the
like
old,
he
like,
jerks off in the corner.
Old jerker or the
You're right. Yeah, it's like
and he comes out and it gets even weirder faster. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, they're like, we need to have this 10 dragon orgy.
Yeah, no, a 10 soul orgy because Rick, Morty, and Summer are all a part of it.
And then these slut dragons, which
they turn into like a 10 soul slut dragon phoenix or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they did. They turn into a giant like soul dragon.
It's just craziness.
Kill the sorcerer.
I like when he's like frost spell. He's like, no, it's worse. It's just making it take longer. It's just nuts. It's like D&D, but written by a weirdo.
So bad, so good, but so bad. It just so wrong, but so funny at the same time. That's a really good episode.
It is an odd episode to say the least.
Then they wrapped up the first part of the season with Rattlestar Rictacula. That was the name of the snake episode.
I believe you.
So you break down. I'm still laughing about dragon orgies.
You made it sound like you didn't really like this episode.
The snake episode?
I didn't think it was bad. You also weren't paying as much attention as you were for the other episodes.
I didn't pay as close of attention to this episode as I did to the dragon.
And I will say, part of it, this one is like, it's spoofing time travel, yada, 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 Terminator mixed with, God, a bunch of other time travel stuff.
The only thing I remember is that snake with an arm, and it looked really weird, and it was like miniature.
I mean, the short version is they kill a snake astronaut that belongs to a snake planet that's full of racist snakes. And so Morty feels bad and replaces it with a snake he found in a store that was like really aggressive, and then just throws it to their planet. And then they find out that there are planets with other, so that's where they get scared, join together, and develop evil time travel to go stop Morty from doing that.
I like the Jerry putting up Christmas lights part.
And his shoes are heavier. I like instantly he goes to the court and he's trying to bet, and instead of like it turning into like what you would assume is like them getting mad because they're just instantly like, hey, there's no room for talk like that on this court. Like, well, I have a power I want to show you. Nazis not allowed here.
When he goes into the bar
and
he's carrying
put that rock down. Not allowed in here.
It's just this isn't the lake or something. So he drops it, and there's like 15.
He's like, there's a lot of fans in here.
So he's just bouncing around from fan to fan. Oh God, Rick and Morty season 4. Damn, it's so good. It's so good. This show, you think it's going to be like, it can't continue.
There's just so much craziness in every...
And you're like, oh, they're going to have to wrap up this storyline, or they have to do this, and they just don't give enough. And then they just do Dragon Orgy episodes, and you're like, what the hell is this? But then you're laughing and you're having a good time. You think the well
is dry, and all of a sudden they find more.
What about that cat, the talking cat?
Oh my God.
Jerry to
Which
Florida?
episode was that? That was the dragon one. That was the same one. Episode.
The talking cat who then they go to get rid of, and they look at whose brain he is, and Jerry
to see why he's talking, because he won't. He's like, just don't ask any questions. They don't ask questions in Florida.
And the dragon and the cat end up together at the end.
It's just Maniac Town. That dragon episode especially.
I can't even keep it together for this recap. Damn.
So would we say the dragon episode is probably the best out of all of them?
No, the highest episode, you son of a bitch. I'm in. That's by hands down my favorite episode, because the dragon episode being funny just gets too fucking weird at times. And there were times in the beginning where I was like, this sucks. And then
it was like such a slow start, but I think that's what makes it so weird and funny.
Slow burn to
it's like they purposely
dragon
made
orgy
it
crescendo.
Boring in the beginning. You're like, oh my God, when does the episode start? And then they're just like dragon dildo staff.
But the trashiest of all episodes for sure is the number 2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The toilet episode is straight toilet. Sorry. Add me if you want. It doesn't matter. If you're in your feels about it, great, whatever.
It was like, how can you have both the side story and the main story kind of miss, right? Because usually it's like...
If one misses, one hits. Like... Episode 1, I didn't care for the Morty crystal stuff, but I loved the Rick alternate dimensions. I love Hollow Rick stuff. I love that stuff, right?
Usually it's like, okay, so if I'm not super into the weird whatever's going on with Jerry stuff, I'm into like the main thing.
I totally forgot about the Jerry and the cat stuff with all the dragon orgies and soul merging and stuff. It's hard to forget about Jerry and the talking cat going to Florida and partying on yachts. Dude,
it is tough.
But yeah, I mean, so was your favorite episode then the dragon episode?
It's hard to say. That one was just like, but you bring up a very valid point. The beginning was really slow.
I love that heist episode from start to finish.
I think I would agree with that.
From start to finish was the strongest episode.
Was the strongest. I liked the back half of the dragon one because it just was craziness. But the beginning of it was like, okay, like, come on, I get it. The dragon doesn't like whatever. So I think you make a valid point.
I like how he was a hoarder, because he was a hoarder too. He had he's
gonna rest on his hoard. You have Ecto Cooler from 1970.
The 1987 Ecto Cooler.
Oh my God. It's like, what?
That was my jam right there. That was so my jam. Oh my God, that was so good. That was so good.
And then he had the spinny pops. He's like, don't open them. He's like, what am I, an idiot?
What am I, idiot? If you haven't watched season 4, you were late like we were. Man, do yourself a favor. Go watch for sure the 3rd and 4th episode. If you were only going to watch 2 episodes from the 5, just 3
Why
and
would
4.
you do that to yourself though?
The other ones are great. I mean, I would honestly, if I was going to watch that season over again, I would skip 2.
But see, rewatching and watching for the first time are different. I think
that's true.
You kind of have to watch the bad
it to
episode.
Form your own opinion of how crappy it is. But other than that, man, I'm so glad.
Ready for the second half, huh?
I'm so ready. April 2020. We think so. We've heard things, rumblings. There's rumors on the internet. So
Always.
I mean, if it's on the internet, it's 100% true. Oh, 100%. 100%. Did you know that there's a family of spiders living in Lil Wayne's hair? Read that on the internet.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's true.
What kind of spiders?
Brown recluse.
Ooh.
Like, share, and subscribe. Till the next one. Deuces. If you like what you just saw, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our Facebook page.